I think everyone knows about Wild Force's morphing sequence, going through different iterations till they ended up just modifying gaoranger's henshin footage. I wanted to give my thoughts and possible reasons why they scrapped all the US stuff they filmed. Shows do this all the time, so it's not special to Power Rangers Wild Force, where they spend a lot of effort but end up throwing it away. As a fan, you get confused why companies do this, but there usually is a logical reason why it happens. Thanks to the Morphing Museum, we were able to see that the Wild Force actors filmed green screen footage for their morphing sequences. Not only that, they also filmed the helmets and side shots. Clearly, they were going to redo the gaoranger henshin with original footage. But in the final show, they opted to only use stills from this material and did really poor head replacements over the Japanese footage, including this really robotic-y mouth-opening movement for Cole. They wouldn't have put the actors into the suits nor film all the angles if they were only going to do head replacements. The full footage ended up being only used in the show's logo animation, where you don't even realize it. So what could have happened? Why drop it? I have 3 possible guesses. First, recreating gaoranger's henshin was taking longer than they anticipated. The animated background is a complicated effect. Maybe originally they didn't like the cell phone turning into a person gimmick and wanted to cut that, so they shot US footage. Took too long, gave up, and did the head replacements. 2. You'll notice that no one caught Philip Jean-Marie not standing in the same direction as Takeru Shibaki's pose. He's facing the opposite way. They would have had to flip Philip's footage to fix this, but you can't since we'll see the uniform facing the wrong direction. This could have forced them to scrap everything. 3, which is the one I'm leaning to, they always intended to place the US green screen footage on top of the gaorangers footage, similar to how they did with In Space's text, but hiding the entire body was too difficult and looked horrible. If you look at how they covered up Gal Blue's head with Max's, you'll see the obvious problem. Now picture this issue over the whole body. Another thing people might not realize, it can sometimes be easier to fix by just doing it digitally than filming and using that new footage. The helmets, for example, they're trying to match the lighting and the angle of gaoranger's helmets that were filmed a year ago. They don't know what they were using, or cameras. Things could have been slightly off, and the effects team didn't bother using the footage. I've done this before. I've spent time putting blue tape over a stick so I could key out my hands for a CGI sword, and I just ended up rotoscoping my hands. It was easier. It probably was just faster to do the fixes they needed to paint out gaoranger's actors' heads versus trying to use the filmed footage. They would use things like Photoshop's clone and heal tools with gaoranger's footage. Wild Force was really weird when it came to morphs. Remember near the end of the season, they did complete and film an original modified morph where they spin in place and the editors only used that version of the morph like twice? Very strange choices, like all that work just down the drain. We'll probably never know what really happened unless someone gets a chance to talk to the production team. This is my best guess what happened behind the scenes. I'm curious how the production team chooses when to reuse the henshin footage or film an original morph for PR. In Dino Charges and Lost Galaxy cases, do both. Is it a personal preference or solely based on money or time? This is the type of stuff I would have loved to see as bonus material. All the interviews the actors have done over the years, that stuff's great, but things like this would be interesting. I think learning about how the show is created is just as important as talking to the actors. Thanks again for watching. If you have a subject or topic you'd like me to cover, leave a comment down below and I may use it in next week's video.